Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful week. You made it through Leviticus. At least probably most of us have, depending on when you're watching this. We've moved our way past, and now we're in the book of Numbers. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, this isn't any easier or any more fun reading than Leviticus was. But I promise you, Numbers is a wonderful book. The story's going to pick up again and start moving quickly, so hang on in there. We continue to spend our time in a portion of the Bible that is referred to as the Torah. Torah is a Hebrew word for law, teaching, or instruction, and it's a way of referring to the first five books of the Hebrew, the Old Testament Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy is the Torah. It is also referred to sometimes as the Pentateuch. That's a Greek word, which means the five scrolls or the first five books of the Bible. And the Torah or the Pentateuch has played an important place in the Hebrew Bible and in our Old and New Testament. It's critical to understand the rest of the Bible. You need to understand these first five books. And so I just encourage you as you continue to read through Numbers. You may notice a number of similarities between Numbers and Exodus. Exodus takes place, it's the story of the desert wandering after their dramatic rescue before they get to Mount Sinai. Uh, Israel has now camped out at the foot of Mount Sinai for about a year. And now Numbers is going to tell the story as they wander through the desert once again, making their way towards the promised land, inching closer and closer. And you're going to recognize some very similar stories. In some ways, it's almost like people haven't learned very much from their time during the book of Exodus, and they continue to grumble and live faithlessly. And really, that's one of the major themes of the book. The people's faithlessness, but God's faithfulness. Their rebellion, but his steadfast love. And so I think we've talked about this before, but all of the Bible is meant to be meditation literature, right? We're not just gleaning this for information, although there's a lot of information in there too, but we're meant to reflect and to pray over it. And so I would encourage you as you read the story of the book of Numbers to reflect on your own ways that you've rebelled against God, to not just kind of roll your eyes at these silly Israelites, but to put yourself in their shoes and consider their circumstances and then to see it as this beautiful picture of God's faithful love to you. These people continue to rebel and turn away from him and do the wrong things, and yet God sticks with them and he brings them to where he wants them to be. And they don't deserve that, right? This land of goodness and bounty called the promised land, but God wants to live and to dwell with his people. That's the story of the Bible, right? God wanting to be in the presence of those he created and loved, just like he was in the Garden of Eden, walking with them and talking with them. And despite their repeated attempts to push him away, he's going to continue to draw them in. This is the story of the Bible. This is the story of Numbers. The book of Numbers gets its name from the list of numbers from the census that is taken at the beginning of the book. But again, I promise you, it's so much more than just a book of numbers. There's a story there. It's Israel's story, but the reality is it's our story too. It's your story because it's God's story. So blessings to you as you jump into this book and continue to submit your questions and thoughts. I like reading those every week. But until next time, God bless you all.